What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gent. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can maximize your Bitcoin and farm some incredible Bitcoin campaigns. Now, one thing I do want to share is, kudos and props goes out to Axel. Axel has put in a ton of effort in capturing, a lot of what's good or very good protocols that can be used to utilize that Bitcoin that we've all been holding on to on the side. Just so you guys know, I have 80% of my funds in Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. It's easy to farm with Ethereum. I've shown you guys on multiple videos that I put it into Aave, I put it into Zero Lend. I use it for a ton of things, right? To transact on chain. Same thing with Sol. I put it into Camino Finance. We put it into SatLayer. So many ways to do that. Bitcoin, what happened? It always was sitting in a ledger. It's always sitting in hardware wallets. But in this video, what I'm going to show you is if you're interested, given the amount of friction that exists in the Bitcoin ecosystem, combined with all the development we're seeing with Bitcoin in their infrastructure, we're seeing L2s, we're seeing sort of EVM compatibility, and we're seeing a lot of TVL starting to show up. This is how you can get early into this infrastructure and qualify yourself for airdrops that may potentially be on the horizon. To remind you guys, this is exactly what happened with Sol. Sol didn't have a DeFi renaissance. In fact, when it started doing that, we saw Jito's Sol. We saw a bunch of things with like Jupiter. These airdrops were gigantic. People made so much money. And then everyone flocked in right after and tried to catch up. But by that time, the opportunity was getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And now the airdrops we're seeing on Sol are nothing compared to what we saw before. We have an opportunity here to be early and be one of the first people in these Bitcoin ecosystems. So I'm going to show you a lot of this in this video, the ones I'm prioritizing, but shout out goes once again to Axel, who put together a very comprehensive thread that really helped me sort of dive deep and get into it. I'm going to refer to it a couple of times, but I'm going to walk you through the projects as well that I've selected. So before we get into it, just remember, as always, this is not financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Please do your own research and all that. As a reminder as well, make sure you follow me on Twitter, the Brown Gent YT. Check me out at the bank as well. See what I'm doing on Chain Wallet. And if you're interested in my services, you can join the Web3 Secret Society, lock yourself in for $30 a month, grandfather yourself in for the bull run, or you can schedule a private call. Now, part of the membership in the Web3 Secret Society is I take every video that I make and I literally combine it and make it so that you have a sort of cheat sheet on everything you need to do, linked not just in Bitcoin, but literally on everything. So Ethereum, Solana, bridging, everything, how you maximize it. You have one-stop shop. So this is definitely something, if you're interested, that's probably one of the biggest benefits those in the group have. The first step, if you are wanting to take part in this journey and you want to use your Bitcoin to farm, to qualify for airdrops, is to get yourself a Bitcoin wallet. The one that I like, the one that I've used for ordinals, the ones that I've used for runes, the one that most people like is Unisat. I know some people like Xverse. This is my preferred wallet. If you're interested, I put the links to everything in the description below. I also have a guide that I made literally 8 months ago on the Unisat airdrop, which has passes by. It's actually qualified me for the pizza fractal or fractals or pizza ordinal, and not just that, but it also shows you in there how to get the Unisat wallet and how to set it up. So the first project I want to talk to you about is Mezo Network. It's a staking platform on BTC. They've raised $28.5 million from T1 venture capitals like Pantera and Multicoin. They've got a point system and it's early. It was sitting around 150 million TVL with only 17,000 people farming it. So when you go to Mezo for the first time, you will see something like this, right? 168.4 million TVL, 2,800 Bitcoin deposited, 18,552 people in it. Not that much. What you have to do is, remember, they're accepting the first 200 million. We're almost there. We're like 32 million away, okay? You need an invite code. I'm going to show you how to get the invite code because I have 5 in my video that you can use. And then beyond that, you'll have to go to their Discord and potentially find some. So the way Mezo works is you first have to click on the login button on the top right of the screen right here. When you do that, it will link to an EVM, or no, not to an EVM wallet. It will link to your Unisat wallet, okay? What'll happen is you will see something like this. Basically, it will have your BTC address and sort of your wallet balance and whatever. Now, you can then go in, put your deposit amount, and let's say I put 0.1. What happens is when you go and you actually try to deposit this, I can't right now because I've already, I've used the funds in my wallet. You pick the amount of time. Once you pick the amount of time and you hit continue, you then, just so you know, you cannot withdraw during the lock period. It will charge you 0.001 Bitcoin. So that's the downside of doing this. It cost me like $60 US to do it. So that's why I did it for about 0.05 Bitcoin. I didn't want to pay such an enormous fee for such a small amount of dollars. So what I ended up doing, as you can see here, is I have 0.049 BTC and it's locked up until March 1st, 2025. So I had picked 6 months. I can extend the boost. I'm not doing that. The reason I did that was to get me a higher HODL score. Basically, over time, you get more points. If you guys are interested, by the way, here are the referral codes. Just like pause the screen and literally, type in whichever one you want. Sometimes this is a 0 and this is a 0, but this is an O, okay? This is an O, the one I'm highlighting right here. These are single use. I only have 5. Guys, please don't waste these. Like, I know a lot of people like to just type these codes in and never use them. Please help the people in this community out because they are hard to find. Just if you're going to use it, please actually use it. Like if you actually are serious about it, okay? And then you get early access. And the goal here is over time, you earn more points. So I'm doing this. I get 490 points a day, okay? So that's the first one that I wanted to talk about. And basically over here, this is what Axel says. You enter an invite code. You can definitely find him in their Discord. You connect the Unisat wallet. Yes, you can connect your MetaMask too, but connect the Unisat wallet. You stake and lock your BTC according to your capital and hold time. And then this is what gets you your points, okay? Then the next one is Lombard and Babylon. Now, Babylon is banned in Canada, so I can't use it. It's also already capped out really fast. So even if you wanted to get in, you can't. But Lombard is actually really good. And that's how you can get exposure to Babylon. So Babylon is massive. Babylon is like the eigenlayer of BTC. But Lombard, they've raised 11.5 million from Polychain. And they were in a private beta and they opened about 2 weeks ago to the public. And now you can farm it. Okay, so what you have to do now is for Lombard, you go here, you have to connect your MetaMask wallet or, your Rabby wallet to this, and then you have to stake BTC. So basically the way it works is when you click stake BTC, I then will select my LBTC network. Okay, so LBTC is Lombard BTC. So I have my MetaMask attached, this is the wallet you guys know from the portfolio that I share with you guys. I then confirm the destination address. So I've signed this. Then I have 2 options. I can either send Bitcoin directly to this address, which I can copy to my clipboard, or I could do it through any of these wallets, right? BitGet, Tomo, Xverse, or OKX. I just send it directly because it costs like 30 cents. Then what'll happen is once you send it, it just takes about, yeah, like about 60 minutes to confirm. And then all you have to do is go to the top and click dashboard right here. And then basically you'll see those transactions. What'll happen is when you are first staking it, you'll see an option to mint LBTC here. You then click that button and you have the LBTC token. The LBTC token then goes into your MetaMask. So it's literally sitting here. I go to my transactions and I go to, I don't know, let's scroll down. We'll see it. Sorry. I was farming a bunch of protocols today, so you'll see it. So right here. So mint Lombard plus 0.002 LBTC, 0.025 LBTC here. The difference you'll notice is on Lombard, you don't pay a fee. You don't pay that tax Mezo charges you to sort of put it in here. So I like that. Then what you can do is you go to DeFi, now that you have your LBTC, and just like you did with your Ethereum or your EtherFi Ethereum or your Renzo Ethereum, you then now stake it somewhere else. You can stake it to Pendle and whatever. My recommendation and sort of the guidance from Axel as well is what you want to do is you want to use it in another protocol called SatLayer. Now, what I do want to highlight is when you have LBTC, which is 1-to-1 to BTC, you are automatically farming what's called Lux points. The Lux points is what's potentially going to qualify you for an airdrop if it happens. And then what you can do is you take this to SatLayer. SatLayer is another project built on Babylon. They've raised 8 million from VCs. They got a point system. Remember, the reason we care about VCs is VCs aren't here to donate. They want their money back, and usually how they do it is through a token. So you can basically farm 3 projects, which is Babylon, Lombard, and SatLayer by doing this process, right? So basically you stake your LBTC or your BTC in here, get LBTC in Lombard. You then take that over to SatLayer. And under deposits, you go to LBTC right here. You hit the deposit button. You hit the all button. I have 0 to do because I've already staked 0.045. And then you're good to go. Very easy. Once again, just to connect, you have to just connect your MetaMask right here or your Rabi wallet. Make sure you're on the ETH chain. And then one last thing I want to highlight, you go to dashboard, which is literally by pressing this button over here on the left, and make sure that you connect your socials. Make sure you connect your X account. Make sure you connect your Discord account. Why? Because you go 1.25x rewards when you follow SatLayer on X and 1.5x rewards when you join the SatLayer Discord. Very important. So I know some of you might be interested in going to Pendle, which is exactly what I'm seeing IR Nobody saying, but you want to also farm SatLayer. You want to get exposure here too, right? My recommendation is avoid YT at all costs, because remember, YT is only when you know 100% you're going to get an airdrop. If you don't, if you do the YT and that money just turns 500 to 0, you've lost $500. So we don't need to burn money here. Guys, remember, the goal with these projects is not to gamble. We don't need to get a massive an even more massive airdrop. We're going to get if an airdrop happens, we'll get a big one because we're not competing with anyone. So we don't need to do this stuff here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if there was season 2, then I can get behind a YT. But why would you want to throw away $500? For what? For what purpose? I just don't think it's worth it. I personally would not do it. Not financial advice. But it's up to you. Remember, none of this stuff is guaranteed. So if you were to do this and they didn't give you an airdrop, I don't want you guys thinking it's a scam or anything, right? Because it's not. But at the end of the day, just focus on trying to capitalize on the funds that you have anyways. If you are holding Bitcoin, now I understand Mezo charges you 0.001 Bitcoin, but for Lombard and for SatLayer, you're not paying anything. You're literally just reusing the funds you already had. There's no cost to you. The only risks are smart contract, and that's why we're also being very picky in what we choose, and we're not putting too much in. In my case, I put about 0.05 Bitcoin in Mezo, or like 0.049 because it took the fee, and then I put 0.045 in Lombard and took that LBTC and put it into SatLayer. Okay. The other thing that I think you guys should look at is corn. I made a video on this. So like this was about 3 weeks ago, the complete guide. What I think is cool about corn is, once again, you can put in Bitcoin, you can put Ethereum or either via Ethereum, and you get rewarded for your previous activity as well. So if you're interested in doing that, watch this guide. I think it will capture a lot of what you need. Now, if you want to sort of go through and check out everything else that he's put in here, so be it. He's got a ton more information. Definitely check it out. I have been looking at Build on Bob, but it's not something that I wanted to cover in this video because it's way too long, but there's so much in here. I've included this thread in the description below if you want to check it out. Guys, remember, the best way to farm airdrops is to get rewarded for what you're already doing, right? Yes, you can do the derivative play, which is let me game it and let me start doing things I wouldn't to be more extreme, but then you have a potential of losing. You don't lose doing anything that I'm showing you here unless some hack happens, smart contract risk, whatever, right? Beyond that, how are you losing? Your Bitcoin stays your Bitcoin. You earn the points. When they do rewards, when they do these system things, guess what happens? You're the one who's going to get the big payoff. But if you put 500 YT in, or you burn some dollars trying to do something, what ends up happening is if they don't have an airdrop, you're just out the money. So what I would rather do is do more things sustainable. And if we know for sure, like if you, for example, got insider info, they're doing an airdrop, okay, fine, I understand. But we don't 100% know that. So I would rather just take the money, or not, and not a lot of it, just some of the money I'm holding in spot for the bull run, and utilize this to capitalize and make even more. The same strategy I showed you guys with Scroll, the same strategy I showed you with Linea. I'm not burning anything. I put it in safe protocols, holding on. They're sort of borrowing USDC. I'm earning marks. I'm earning LXPL. And then we'll see how the airdrops things go, okay? Anyways, yeah, I'm definitely up late. I got to get up early because 8 a.m. in 6 hours, we're doing Casplex. So we're going to be minting a bunch of tokens for the next couple hours. And then I need to go out. And yes, with the bucket hat, the Gucci bucket hat. Do I have a take on Fractal Bitcoin Cat 20? I think Cat 20 is stupid. Fractal Bitcoin is not bad. I got 5 of it. I covered it in another video. I'll probably make a video on these things later, but like there's just way too many topics to cover. Guys, I'm looking forward to being done work in about 3-ish weeks. So that means is you're going to see a lot more videos from me and a lot more of me in the Web3 Secret Society in the trenches, finding us even more opportunities. So if you're interested in that stuff and if you're not part of it already, make sure you check it out, guys. From what I've heard from most people, they really enjoy it, really find the value. So if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, share the video, of course, subscribe to the channel, help me get to like 11,200 subscribers, on the way to 12,000 subscribers. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.